My dear chosen one, first and foremost, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to you. If you have donated via Super Thanks, please know that your generosity is deeply appreciated. Every donation, big or small, allows us to continue spreading these messages of truth, growth, and transformation. And even if you haven't donated, your presence, your energy, and your commitment to being here mean just as much. Thank you for being part of this journey, for your openness, and for the energy you bring into this space. Now, let's dive deeper into something extraordinary. Have you ever noticed how some people walk through life with an unwavering belief that they are untouchable, hidden behind their lies, masks, and illusions? They construct an entire identity based on deception, convinced that nothing or no one can break the facade they've carefully built. But then you appear, silent, unshaken, and yet undeniably powerful, a force they never saw coming. You are not just another person in their life. You are the reckoning they were never prepared for. Some people cross paths with others to bless them, some to challenge them, but you are the storm they hoped would never arrive. The silent shift in the atmosphere, the energy that unsettles demons and exposes the rot beneath the surface. People feel your presence before they even understand what it is. You are walking karma in human form, and they cannot escape it. Why is it that people talk about karma as if it's this slow-moving, distant force, something that comes around eventually, in its own time? What they don't realize is that sometimes karma doesn't wait. Sometimes karma shows up in the flesh, your flesh. You weren't sent here to blend in. You weren't sent to make people feel comfortable. You are a mirror reflecting their true selves, not the version they project to the world. Your presence alone forces them to confront the cracks in their foundations, the hidden shadows, the things they would rather remain in denial about. That's why some people are drawn to you, desperate for your light, while others run as fast as they can, afraid of the truth you bring. You may have noticed that your enemies seem obsessed with you. They watch your every move, try to undermine you, and criticize you. Yet, it's not love. It's not even hate. It's fear. Fear that they failed their test when they met you. Fear that your very existence has turned their world upside down. Some may spend years trying to undo the damage they've done by mistreating you. Others will never recover, forever stuck in the loop of self-inflicted destruction. They will blame you for making them face their truths. They'll call you too much, too intense, or too difficult to deal with. But what they are really saying is, you bring too much truth. And truth, as you know, is something most people aren't ready to handle. But here's the secret. Whether they love you or hate you, you've already changed them. You've planted the seed of transformation within them. Whether it takes months, years, or even a lifetime, they will never forget the moment they encountered you. Because once you've met a chosen one, you can never go back to who you were before. So let them call you a blessing. Let them call you a curse. It doesn't matter. Because in the end, you are exactly what their soul needed most. And that, my friend, is a power beyond their control. Are you ready to walk fully into your purpose and embrace your role as a catalyst for transformation? Because the truth is, you were never meant to be ordinary, and your impact is far from over. Let's get started. God's chosen ones, you are walking karma, sent into people's lives as a test. Number 1, they wanted the game rigged. Then you showed up and broke the whole system. Have you ever noticed how some people spend their entire lives thinking they can manipulate the universe, dodge karma, and avoid consequences? They've carefully constructed their illusion of control, built on lies, deceit, and half-truths. But then you walked in, like a glitch in their system, a force they never counted on. Your very presence exposed the cracks in their perfect facade. They thought they could rig the game, but your existence shattered everything they've tried to build. What if the world you see is not as real as you think? What if everything you've been taught about control, power, and manipulation is just an illusion? Your very presence here exposes that truth. How does it feel to be the one who brings that truth to light? This reminds me of the Apostle Paul's transformation in the New Testament, Acts 9:3-6. Paul, once a persecutor of Christians, thought he could destroy the followers of Christ. But then, on the road to Damascus, he was struck by a vision of Christ. In that moment, he realized his entire life had been a lie. And in the same way, your presence forces people to face the lies they've lived by, the illusions they've held dear. Do you ever wonder why some people can't stand your energy? It's because you challenge everything they've built on false pretenses. You force them to look at the lies they've been telling themselves. You weren't sent to blend in. You were sent to expose the deception and tip the scales of karma back into balance. And while some may react with hostility, hatred, or obsessive behavior, deep down, they know the truth. They were wrong. You didn't come to be liked. You came to be felt. You are a mirror that reflects their true selves. And when they see that reflection, it terrifies them. Why? Because they know that their entire existence has been based on the lies they've built, and you're here to tear it all down. Take, for example, the story of Mahatma Gandhi, who led India to independence not with force, but with truth and non-violent resistance. His very presence forced the British Empire to confront their moral flaws, and though many hated him for it, his power was undeniable. The universe doesn't waste energy on sending the chosen ones into easy situations. It puts you exactly where your presence will trigger change, where your very existence will force the hidden to come to light. They try to manipulate and destroy you, but it never works. No matter how much they plot, no matter how many betrayals or attacks they make, you rise time and again. It's not by coincidence, it's divine alignment. Have you ever wondered why some people's lives seem to fall apart after crossing paths with you? They became your test. The truth is, when people choose to harm you, to betray you, or to deceive you, they seal their own fate. Karma is already set into motion the moment they make that choice. And here's the best part, you don't even have to do anything. The universe takes care of the rest. When you walk away, their world starts to crumble and their lies begin to unravel. They will never escape the consequences of their actions, no matter how hard they try. Number 2, they wanted your reaction. Instead, you gave them silence, and that's what destroyed them. Have you ever been in a situation where people tried to provoke you, to get under your skin, to pull you into their drama? They expect you to react, get angry, get defensive, get emotional, but instead you gave them silence. And that silence, it destroyed them. Do you realize the power of your silence? Why do you think it's so hard for others to handle it when you refuse to react? What makes silence so much louder than any words you could say? There's great power in silence. Just think about Jesus when he stood before his accusers and didn't say a word. Matthew 27:12-14. His silence wasn't weakness, it was strength. In silence, he didn't engage with the chaos. He simply let the truth unfold. You did the same. You didn't let their manipulation or insults dictate your emotions. You didn't react the way they expected, and that left them powerless. People who thrive on drama, lies, and manipulation don't know how to respond when someone refuses to engage. It's as if you starve them of their energy. They feed off of your reactions, and when you take that away, they have nothing left. In their desperation, they'll accuse you of being weak or afraid. But the truth is, silence is power. As Proverbs 17:28 says, even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. Your silence forced them to confront themselves, their own chaos, and their insecurities. Do you ever wonder why people who tried to bring you down are now obsessed with your every move? Why do they keep replaying those moments in their minds, trying to figure out why you didn't react the way they wanted? You weren't sent to argue with them. You were sent to be the lesson. Your silence is a reflection of their inability to handle the truth. People like this will spiral after you cut them off. They'll obsess over you, replay every interaction in their minds, trying to figure out why you didn't react the way they wanted. But what they don't realize is that you didn't need to say anything. Your absence spoke louder than any words ever could. Think about how Gandhi remained calm and silent during many of the trials he faced. His silence was more powerful than any protest could have been. It was in his refusal to engage with the violence and hatred that he exposed the lies of the British Empire and inspired millions of others to rise for justice. When you go silent, the universe steps in. Everything they tried to control begins to slip away from them. The masks fall, the lies unravel. The truth cannot be ignored any longer. Number 3. They thought they were in control until you walked in and exposed who they really are. People like to present themselves as confident, kind, and in control. They wear masks of fake kindness, fake confidence, and fake love. But when you enter their lives, those masks start to slip. Your mere presence forces them to reveal their true nature, whether they're ready to face it or not. Have you ever been in a room where someone was trying so hard to fake their confidence, only to have you step in and expose their insecurities? Why do you think your energy brings that truth to the surface? This reminds me of when Jesus confronted the Pharisees, calling them out for their hypocrisy in Matthew 23:27 through 28. "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful, but within are full of dead men's bones and all uncleanness." Your energy has the same effect on people. It exposes their masks, their pretenses, and their insecurities. Look at Oprah Winfrey, an iconic figure who has used her platform to inspire millions, yet has also faced the challenge of people trying to tear her down. She's been a mirror for people, forcing them to confront their own issues. When people meet her, they can't help but see themselves in the reflection of her success and vulnerability. And many, feeling threatened, react with envy or hostility. What does it feel like to know that your very presence causes others to react this way? Could it be that you are a mirror, revealing truths about them that they've been hiding? Your presence does the same. Some will admire you and rise to the occasion, while others will crumble under the weight of their own insecurities. But it's not your job to fix them. You were sent as the test, not the solution. The way they react to you is their choice, and when they fail, they face the consequences, whether you're around to see it or not. What do you think will happen to them once they fail this test? Will they learn and grow, or will they fall apart in their own lies? You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, to expose the lies and the illusions people have built. And while some will rise to meet your challenge, others will fail, unable to handle the truth you bring. But here's the thing. Their failure is not your responsibility. You are the test, not the answer. Their reaction to you is their report card, and the universe is always watching. Ever wondered why some people seem fine around others, but are immediately threatened by you? It's because you expose who they truly are. You take away their illusion, and they can't handle it. Their reaction to you is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. And once they fail the test, the consequences are inevitable. Number 4, you weren't just sent to inspire, you were sent to expose. Have you ever felt like you weren't just meant to inspire those around you, but rather to expose the truth, to shake things up, to activate change in people? whether they're ready for it or not. You don't just attract people, you activate them. Some will rise because of you, while others will self-destruct. But no matter what happens, nobody who meets you walks away the same. What do you think it is about your energy that causes such drastic reactions? Why do some people love you for it, while others resist or even hate you? The truth is, your very presence forces people to confront parts of themselves they've been trying to ignore. As it is written in Matthew 5:14, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. You shine a light so bright that some are drawn to you, while others hide in the darkness, trying to escape your radiance." Your energy is a magnet, but it doesn't just attract the good and the pure. It pulls in everything, light and dark, the healed and the lost, the awakened and the broken. Some see you as a beacon, while others see you as a threat, a reminder of everything they wish they could be, but aren't. Why do some people feel the need to dim your light? Is it because your presence exposes their own darkness, their insecurities, or their hidden fears? The chaos begins because you don't just walk into people's lives. You disrupt them. You bring clarity where there was confusion, healing where there was pain, but you also bring destruction to illusions and false identities. Do you ever wonder why people either cling to you or try to tear you down? It's because you challenge their core beliefs. You force them to face the truth of who they are, whether they're ready to or not. Take, for example, the life of Rosa Parks. By simply sitting on a bus, she activated a movement that shook the foundations of segregation in America. Her quiet act of defiance exposed the injustice that had been hidden for so long. And just like her, your presence alone challenges the status quo. Some will rise and others will fall. You embody something rare, balance. You are both light and dark. You've walked through shadows, faced your own demons, and emerged stronger. This balance makes you unstoppable. It's why you can heal, yet destroy. Why you can uplift, yet unsettle. This is your gift, and it's also your burden. You force people to confront their truth, whether they like it or not. As James 1:22 says, "Do not merely listen to the word, and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says." Your very existence is the call to action that many aren't prepared to answer. So, what happens when people can't handle your power? They'll try to drain you, copy you, or take your energy as if it were their own. But those who resist you, who react with anger or jealousy, are simply revealing their own insecurities. Your power doesn't come from their approval. It comes from your unwavering truth, because you were sent here to be exactly who you are. Let them talk. Let them try to destroy you, because the more they do, the more they reveal their own weaknesses. Number 5. They were at peace with their lies until you walked in and woke up their demons. Ever wonder why some people suddenly become uncomfortable around you, even if you haven't said a word? They were at peace with their lies, living comfortably in their illusions, until you walked in. You didn't have to say anything. Your presence alone shook their entire foundation, forcing them to confront the truths they've buried deep inside. What is it about your energy that makes them feel exposed? Why is it that some people become defensive, angry, or even emotionally unstable in your presence? It's because you are a mirror. They see themselves through you, and that's something they're not ready to face. As it says in Hebrews 4:12, "For the word of God is alive and active, sharper than any double-edged sword. It penetrates even to dividing soul and spirit, joints and marrow. It judges the thoughts and attitudes of the heart." Just as the word of God pierces through deception, your energy cuts through the illusions people have built around themselves. Old wounds that they thought were healed begin to ache again. Insecurities covered up with false confidence start creeping back in, and regrets they buried long ago rise to the surface. You didn't do anything to provoke this discomfort. You didn't have to expose them. You just existed. And in your presence, everything they've tried to suppress comes to light. That's why some people will love you for awakening them, while others will hate you for making them feel what they've been avoiding. Think about how Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. awakened the conscience of a nation during the civil rights movement. His words didn't just inspire, they forced people to see the ugly truths about racism and inequality. His presence made them confront their own complicity in systems of oppression. And just like him, your mere presence forces people to feel what they'd rather ignore. Some people will respond by trying to push you away, betray you, or even turn others against you. Why? Because they are at war with themselves. You remind them of what they refuse to face. They'll call you difficult, intense, or even problematic. But deep down, they know the truth. You didn't create their chaos. You simply revealed it. You weren't sent to fix them. You were sent to awaken them. And that's why some people will thrive in your presence, growing and evolving into their truest selves. But others, they will spiral. They will lash out, cling to their illusions, and try to bury the truth even deeper. And that's not your problem. Because at the end of the day, your presence is a test. Not everyone is ready to pass. So, the next time you walk into a room and feel the shift in the air, the tension, the discomfort, the unspoken energy, you'll know exactly what's happening. You didn't bring the storm, you are the storm. And those who can't handle it, they were never built to stand in your presence. Number 6. They wanted you to fix them, but you were sent to expose them. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where people wanted you to fix them, to save them from the darkness they chose to live in? They believed you were sent to heal their wounds, to pull them out of the mess they had created. But what if the truth is you weren't sent to be their savior? What if you were sent to be their mirror? Because when they looked into you, they realized it was never you they feared. It was themselves. What do you think it is about your presence that forces them to confront their own reflection? Why do some people love you for it, while others run from it? People often love to project their problems onto others. They look for someone to blame, someone to rescue them, someone to carry the weight of their choices. But you're not their escape. You are their reflection, and that's what shakes them to their core. Your presence doesn't give them anything they don't already possess. You simply reveal what's been inside them all along. Their truth, their light, their darkness, their power, their weakness. And that is what makes people so uncomfortable. As James 1:23-24 says, "Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself, goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like." Mirrors don't lie, and that's exactly what you are, a mirror. You reflect what's truly inside. For some, it's a beautiful reflection of potential, strength, and wisdom. They see their own power in you, and it inspires them. They admire you, they respect you, and they grow. But for others, it's a harsh reality they're not ready to face. They see their flaws, their fears, their unhealed wounds, and instead of using the reflection to evolve, they reject it. They reject you. As Proverbs 27:19 states, "As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart." Your reflection shows them what's inside their heart, whether they are ready to accept it or not. Have you ever wondered why some people resent you even when you haven't done anything to them? Why they suddenly switch up, become distant, or act hostile for no apparent reason? It's because they saw themselves in you and they hated what they saw. You exposed them in a way they couldn't ignore. Your presence made them face what they've been running from their whole lives. But here's the truth you need to accept. That's not your burden to carry. You weren't sent to fix them, to convince them to heal, or to make them better. That's their choice. their responsibility. Your role is to be the mirror, not the savior. And the most dangerous mistake you can make is trying to save someone who isn't ready to see themselves. No matter how much love, wisdom, or guidance you pour into them, if they're not ready to face their own reflection, they will destroy you before they ever change. This is why chosen ones are often misunderstood, misused, and mistreated, because when you reflect someone's truth back to them, they are forced to either rise or run. They can either face the truth and evolve, or reject it and stay stuck. It's not your responsibility to make that choice for them. Think about how Mother Teresa was viewed. She spent her life serving the poor, but not everyone admired her work. Some resented her for making them face the disparity in the world that they had ignored. She was a mirror, reflecting the world's greatest needs. Those who couldn't handle it rejected her efforts, while those who saw her light were inspired to act. And just like her, you may find that your light provokes mixed reactions. You will meet people who admire you, but don't believe they can ever be like you. You'll meet people who envy you because they refuse to see their own power. And you'll meet people who try to dim your light because being near you makes them feel exposed. But no matter what, you cannot carry them. If someone refuses to grow, that's on them. If someone chooses to destroy themselves instead of evolving, that's on them. If someone hates you because you reflect the truth they aren't ready to see, that's on them. Your only job is to keep being the mirror. Do you ever wonder why some people fight you, reject you, or betray you? Could it be that they are simply fighting the truth you are reflecting back to them? When people reject their reflection, they reject growth. The ones who are meant to see you will. The ones who are meant to grow will. And the ones who are meant to leave, let them go. You weren't sent to be liked, you were sent to be remembered. And the truth is, whether they love you or hate you, they will never forget the moment they saw themselves in you. Look at the example of Steve Jobs, who was often misunderstood and seen as harsh or difficult by many. Yet his vision for Apple changed the world. He challenged people's perspectives and forced them to see what was possible. And in the process, he exposed their true potential and weaknesses. His presence made others either rise to the occasion or crumble under the pressure of their own shortcomings. Just like you, he was a mirror. And, whether people loved or hated him, they couldn't ignore what he forced them to see about themselves. Number 7. They wanted you to feel alone, but the truth is, you were just being set apart. Have you ever wondered why it feels like you're walking a solitary path, disconnected from the people around you? Why does it seem like no matter how hard you try, you always end up alone or on the outside looking in? You've probably experienced moments where you felt abandoned, like the world was moving forward without you, and you were left standing still, watching from the sidelines. But here's the truth. This isn't abandonment. It's preparation. Could it be that you were never meant to be surrounded by others because the universe was preparing you for something greater? What if your solitude is actually a necessary part of your transformation? The world often misinterprets isolation as a punishment. People think that being alone is a sign of weakness, a sign of losing. But the universe doesn't isolate its strongest warriors to make them suffer. No, it isolates them to strengthen them, to refine them. As Psalm 23, 1-4 says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Your isolation isn't about loneliness. It's about being led to quiet spaces where your soul can be restored and where the whispers of your true calling become clearer. Why does the world resist solitude so much? Is it because they fear the quiet, the stillness that forces them to confront their own thoughts and truths? The truth is, most people fear being alone. They avoid it by surrounding themselves with noise, distractions, and shallow relationships. But you were forced to sit with yourself, and that's where the real transformation began. In that solitude, you discovered a strength that most people will never find, because it's only in the silence that we can truly hear our inner voice and connect with our purpose. Look at how Albert Einstein, one of the most influential minds in history, spent much of his early years alone, reflecting on his theories. His time in isolation allowed him to focus deeply and make groundbreaking discoveries. His greatest achievements didn't come from being surrounded by distractions. They came from those quiet moments when the world was still and his mind could roam free. And just like Einstein, you weren't meant to be distracted. Your path has always been about rising above the noise, shedding everything that isn't meant for you, and embracing the clarity that solitude brings. This is why you were separated from people, situations, and even relationships that couldn't keep up with your growth. The universe knew where you were going, and it knew who couldn't walk alongside you. As Isaiah 40:31 states, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." When you embrace this season of solitude, it strengthens you. It prepares you for what is coming next. The time is coming when you'll step into your power, and everyone will see exactly why you had to walk alone. They'll see the strength, clarity, and purpose you gained in your quiet moments. This isolation will not last forever. It's a season, a necessary phase of transformation before your elevation. When the time comes, you will emerge more powerful than ever, and the world will understand that the loneliness wasn't a punishment. It was a preparation for greatness. You weren't abandoned. You were set apart to become who you are meant to be. Number 8. They could lie to everyone until they met you. Have you ever noticed how some people can build entire lives on lies, hiding behind fake smiles and carefully crafted personas? Why do they get so comfortable in their illusions, believing they can deceive others without facing any consequences? And then you walk into their lives, and suddenly their masks don't fit anymore. They can't hide the truth anymore, not because you said anything, but because your very presence forces them to confront it. What do you think it is about you that brings the truth to the surface? Could it be that your authenticity, your unwavering commitment to living in truth, is so powerful that it exposes what others try to keep hidden? You don't need to say a word for the truth to unfold around you. As John 14:6 reminds us, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Your very existence embodies truth, and it's impossible for people to stay in denial when they are around you. You are a mirror, and when people look into you, they see themselves, their actions, their choices, their flaws. And some will appreciate this. They'll rise to the challenge, seeing your presence as an opportunity to be better, to step into their authenticity and do the work they've been avoiding. They'll respect you for it. But others, they'll hate you for it, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your energy demands that they face the truth. Their carefully constructed world crumbles in your presence. The lies they've been telling themselves and others become impossible to ignore. And instead of rising to meet your challenge, they'll retreat. They'll project their insecurities, label you as too much, or try to turn others against you. Think about how Malala Yousafzai's courage forced the world to confront the harsh truths about girls' education and human rights in Pakistan. Her bravery in speaking out didn't just challenge a political system. It challenged individuals to examine their own beliefs and values. And yet, many tried to silence her, to bury the truth she was sharing. But like you, Malala didn't shrink. She stood tall, and the truth she embodied couldn't be denied. As Matthew 5:14-16 says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. You are the light that exposes what others have tried to keep in the dark. Some will be drawn to your light, while others will recoil. But your purpose isn't to please them. It's to force them to face their truth. Look at Steve Jobs, whose relentless pursuit of innovation forced people to challenge their understanding of technology and business. He wasn't just selling products, he was challenging people's ideas about what was possible. And some rose to meet that challenge, while others fell behind, threatened by the authenticity and power he embodied. You don't have time to shrink for anyone. Your energy, your truth, your light is a gift and a test. Some people will rise when they meet you. They will be inspired, awakened, and challenged to step into their own truth. But others, they will fall. Not because you pushed them, but because when faced with the truth, they chose to run instead of rise. You see, accountability is something most people can't afford. They want the rewards without the responsibility, the image without the integrity. But when they meet you, they realize that there is no shortcut. Real power comes from alignment with truth, and you are living proof of that. So let them react however they will. Let them project. Let them try to tear you down. At the end of the day, their reaction to you is their test. And the universe is watching. You weren't sent to please them. You were sent to expose them. Number 9. They thought they got away with it until they met you. Have you ever wondered how some people can live their lives as though their betrayals and manipulations have no consequences? Why do they think they can deceive and hurt others without facing any repercussions? And then you appear in their life, and suddenly the weight of their actions seems impossible to ignore. Could it be that you are a living reminder that nothing goes unpunished, that karma is always at work, and that their past is always catching up with them? What do you think it is about your presence that forces people to confront their past mistakes? The truth is, you don't need revenge. You don't need to chase justice because you are justice. Your energy alone acts as a constant reminder that everything, good or bad, eventually comes back to us. As Romans 2:6-8 says, God will repay each person according to what they have done. To those who by persistence in doing good seek glory, honor, and immortality, he will give eternal life. But for those who are self-seeking and who reject the truth and follow evil, there will be wrath and anger. You embody this powerful principle. When people who have lived with integrity meet you, they feel inspired and drawn to you, recognizing something pure and real in your presence. But those who have lived with lies and deceit, who have caused harm, they feel uneasy. They start to panic. Why do you think that is? They act strange around you for no apparent reason, avoiding eye contact, stuttering through their words, becoming defensive when you say nothing at all. Could it be that their spirit recognizes your energy before their mind does? Your presence alone makes them feel as though their actions, their lies, their manipulations are no longer hidden. Their past is catching up to them. Their truth is being exposed in your presence. Consider how the legendary figure of Rosa Parks, with her simple but defiant refusal to give up her seat, sparked a revolution that challenged an entire system of injustice. Her act of courage didn't just expose the inequalities in society. It forced people to confront the harsh truth about racism. People like her don't just challenge systems, they make people face uncomfortable truths about themselves. And like Rosa, your mere presence challenges the lies that others have tried to bury. You don't even have to say a word. The energy you exude acts as a mirror, reflecting back everything they've tried to hide. The ones who have lived with integrity will appreciate the authenticity of your energy. while those who have caused harm will feel the weight of their own actions bearing down on them. They can't breathe the same air as you because your energy forces them to reckon with themselves. They may try to push you away or pretend not to care, but deep down, they know they are facing their reckoning. As you stand in your truth, they face their lies. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to do anything. Your karma is your peace. Their karma is their paranoia. When people have lived honestly, they can be around you without fear. But those who've hurt others can't stand in your presence. They will either try to destroy you or vanish completely because the universe has already passed judgment, and they know it. Have you ever watched someone go to great lengths to discredit you or turn others against you? Could it be that they're simply afraid of what your presence reveals about their past actions? How do you handle that fear? You see, their reactions to you aren't about you. They're about the fear they feel when they stand before their own reflection. Number 10. They can't control you, and that's what scares them the most. Why do some people seem to spend their lives building systems of control, setting up rules designed to make people small, afraid, and obedient? They create these unwritten rules to keep everyone in line. And then there's you, unshaken, unpredictable, moving in ways they can't understand. Why do you think that scares them so much? Could it be that your refusal to conform is a reminder that their system doesn't work on everyone? Why do they fear you when you don't even want to control them? The truth is, you don't fit into their mold. You never have. While others live their lives according to society's expectations, worrying about the opinions of others, seeking validation, or chasing after approval, you move differently. You make decisions that don't make sense to them. You walk away from things that most people would kill to have. You refuse to entertain drama. You don't engage in petty conflicts. And you can't be manipulated because you're not bound by their system. You live by a deeper force, one they can't see or understand. As John 8:32 reminds us, then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Your truth is freedom. It's a freedom they don't understand, and it terrifies them. Because when you live free from fear and free from the need to please others, you become unpredictable, and that is something they can't control. The more they try to figure you out, the more you defy their expectations. They want to label you, categorize you, and fit you into their narrative. But you keep breaking free. You make choices that baffle them, choices that don't follow their prescribed script. Think of someone like Elon Musk, who has always defied conventional expectations in his pursuit of space exploration, electric cars, and artificial intelligence. Musk doesn't follow the usual path of success. He creates his own. His unpredictability in business, his boldness in facing challenges, terrifies many, but it also opens new possibilities. Just like Musk, you move to your own rhythm, and that scares people who are enslaved by the rules they've accepted. Society is built on systems designed to make people question themselves, to keep them small, and to make them feel like they must follow the crowd. But you were never meant to fit into that mold. You were meant to transcend it. While they live in fear of rejection or failure, you move forward with confidence, trusting in something far greater than their opinions. Why do you think people envy you so much? Why do they feel threatened by your freedom and independence? Could it be that deep down, they wish they could live the way you do, but are too trapped by the rules they've accepted to break free? You see, the reason they fear you is because your life is proof that there's another way. Your refusal to be controlled, to live by their expectations, challenges everything they believe about how life should work. They want to control you because they are scared of what your freedom represents, an existence free from the limitations they've placed on themselves. And that's what makes you so powerful. You move by intuition, by divine timing, by a sense of knowing that others can't comprehend. You are untouchable because you answer to a higher power, not to the systems they've set up. Let them misunderstand you. Let them fear you. Let them throw their labels at you, hoping something will stick. It won't matter, because at the end of the day, you were never here to fit in. You were here to break every illusion they ever believed in. What will you do the next time someone tries to control you, label you, or fit you into their box? Will you continue to live authentically, defying expectations and moving toward your purpose? Or will you let their fear limit you? Number 11. They tried to break you, but every attack was just another step in your rise. Have you ever looked around at others and wondered why your journey has been filled with so many challenges? Why does it seem that life throws more at you than it does for most? You've faced loss, betrayal, hardship and pain, while others seem to move through life with little resistance. Why is that? Could it be that these challenges you've faced are not signs of weakness, but actually evidence of your strength? What if the obstacles you've encountered are the very things that are shaping you into the person you were always meant to be? The truth is, the weak are given easy lives. The chosen ones, they are given battles. Why? Because it is only through enduring the hardest trials, through facing the deepest pain, that we can hold the weight of true power. As 1 Peter 6-7 states, "In all this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you may have had to suffer grief in all kinds of trials. These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed." Your trials have been your fire, your proving ground. You are not here to simply survive. You are always meant to thrive and rise above every challenge placed in your path. These struggles were not obstacles, they were your training. But how can you reconcile the hardship, the pain, the suffering, with the idea that these are preparing you for something greater? Why are some people allowed to skate through life, untouched by adversity, while others are forged in the fires of struggle? Let's take a closer look at history. Consider Winston Churchill, who led Britain through some of its darkest times during World War II. He didn't simply rise to power effortlessly. His journey was filled with failures, rejections, and personal setbacks. He was often mocked, and his leadership was questioned by many. Yet, those very challenges helped mold him into the leader he needed to be. He became a force of resilience and vision because he faced hardship head-on. Without those experiences, Churchill wouldn't have had the strength to lead his country through the war. It was those trials that built him, just as your own challenges are building you. Have you ever wondered if your struggles were meant to reveal something more about you, something deeper? Could they be preparing you to step into your purpose, to fulfill a destiny that others simply can't see? Take Oprah Winfrey as another example. She faced multiple hardships in her early life, rejection, abuse, and failure. Yet every trial taught her valuable lessons. The suffering she endured didn't break her. It helped shape her into the powerhouse she is today. Oprah became a voice for the voiceless, using her platform to inspire millions. She is a prime example of how the most difficult experiences can turn into the fuel for greatness. Like Oprah, your story will be one of transformation. You've been through fire, and it is through that fire that your true power will emerge. It's easy to look at the challenges you've faced and think, why me? Why is it that you've had to face such intense battles? But the answer is simple. You were never meant to be ordinary. Your struggles were not punishment. They were the preparation for the incredible strength you now carry. In fact, they were necessary to reveal the depth of your character, your resilience, and your power. Every betrayal you've faced has taught you discernment, the ability to tell who is worthy of your energy. Every loss has helped you let go of attachments that were never meant for you. freeing you to walk your true path. The isolation you've endured has strengthened your intuition and made you self-reliant. Each hardship has played its part in shaping you into someone who cannot be broken. What if you started seeing every hardship as a stepping stone toward your true self? How would that change the way you approach life's challenges? Romans 8:18 reinforces this idea perfectly. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. The challenges you face are not meant to defeat you. They are meant to elevate you. These are not burdens. They are blessings in disguise. They are shaping you for the monumental purpose you are here to fulfill. You are being tested not because you are weak, but because you're being prepared for greatness. Let's pause for a moment and think about what happens next. You've endured. You've been tested. So, what's on the other side of all this? What kind of person do you become once you've faced the fire and emerged stronger, wiser, and more powerful? When you look back at everything you've gone through, every betrayal, every heartbreak, every difficult moment, do you see them as defeats? Or do you see them as the lessons that made you who you are today? The truth is, they didn't break you. They built you. You are no longer the same person who started this journey. You are stronger, more resilient, and more powerful than you ever imagined. And that is what terrifies those who try to take you down. So, the next time life feels relentless, when you feel like you're being hit from all sides, remember this. The depth of your struggle is not a sign of defeat, but evidence of the magnitude of your purpose. The universe is not punishing you. It is preparing you. And when you rise, when you step into the power that's been forged in you through every hardship, you will know that none of it was in vain. The universe has been shaping you for something extraordinary. And now you know. You are a force that can no longer be stopped. Number 12. To some, you are their greatest gift. To others, you are their worst nightmare. Have you ever wondered why some people are drawn to you, while others seem to be repelled by your very presence? What is it about your energy that makes such a stark difference in how people react to you? Why do some see you as a blessing, while others view you as a curse? Could it be that not everyone is truly ready for the changes and growth they claim to want? What if you were sent into their lives not by chance, but to challenge and transform them? Your very presence shifts the energy in a room. You are not just another person passing through someone's life. You are a catalyst, a force that pushes, challenges, and transforms. For those who are ready to grow, you are a divine gift. You awaken something deep within them, something they might not even have known was there. You inspire them to rise, to evolve, and to step into their true power. But for those who aren't ready, you are the nightmare they never saw coming. As Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." You don't allow people to remain comfortable in their illusions. You don't let them sit in stagnation, pretending they're happy when they're actually avoiding their own potential. Your very existence forces them to face themselves. And for those who aren't ready for that kind of truth, it can feel like torment. Why do some people light up when they meet you, eager to chase their dreams, break bad habits, or level up their mindset? Could it be that your energy activates something in them, something that's been dormant, waiting to be awakened? At the same time, have you ever noticed how others seem instantly threatened? They act defensive, irritated, or even hostile without you even saying a word. It's not about what you're doing. It's about what you're exposing in them. Your energy shows them their lack of growth, their missed opportunities, their unfulfilled potential. That's the difference. The ones who are aligned with their path will be empowered by your presence. while the ones who are living in denial or self-deception will feel attacked. Think of the story of Maya Angelou, who overcame a traumatic childhood and years of adversity to become a globally recognized poet and advocate. Her presence inspired millions of people to find their voice and rise above their struggles. Yet, there were also many who resented her for it, because they were too uncomfortable with the truth she exposed about their own lives. What makes someone either rise to meet the challenge you represent or fall into resistance? Could it be that the willingness to evolve comes from within, while the fear of change pushes others away? But here's the truth you need to understand. You are neither their savior nor their enemy. You were sent as a test. The way they respond to you will determine whether you're a blessing or a curse in their life. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. If they choose to grow, evolve, and embrace the truth, your presence will be one of the best things that ever happened to them. But if they choose resistance, denial, and self-deception, your energy will feel like torment. As John 8:32 says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." You are a living, breathing mirror that shows them who they could be, not just who you are. And that is what really terrifies them. They see your discipline and realize their own laziness. They see your confidence and recognize their own insecurity. They see your authenticity and feel the weight of their own deception. Have you ever wondered why people reject the truth they see in you? Could it be that they're afraid to face the version of themselves they could be? They blame you because you remind them of what they are not ready to face. They'll call you too much, too intense, or too difficult. But what they're really saying is that you bring too much truth. And truth, as you know, is something most people aren't ready to handle. Take a look at the life of Harriet Tubman. She risked her life to lead others to freedom, challenging not just the physical systems of slavery, but the very belief systems of those who had been conditioned to accept it. She was a living example of truth and courage, and while she empowered countless people, there were those who hated her for exposing the injustice they didn't want to see. Like Tubman, your presence forces people to confront their own truth. Whether they love you or hate you, you have already changed them. You've planted the seed of transformation in them, and whether it takes months, years, or even a lifetime, they will never forget you. Because once you've encountered a chosen one, you can never go back to who you were before. And that's the beauty of it. You may never see it immediately, but your impact is undeniable. What if, years from now, someone looks back at the moment they met you and realizes that you were the catalyst for their own evolution? So let them call you a blessing or a curse. Let them throw labels at you, try to discredit you, or even avoid you. It doesn't matter. You weren't sent to fit in. You were sent to disrupt their illusions, awaken their potential, and shift their reality. Because at the end of the day, you are exactly what their soul needed most. And that, my friend, is a power beyond their control. To the chosen ones, you are not just passing through life, you are walking karma. Every moment, every challenge, every interaction is part of a greater divine plan. You are sent to test, challenge, and awaken those around you. Your energy forces people to confront their truths, break free from illusions, and step into their higher selves. For some, you are a blessing, awakening them to their potential. For others, you are a nightmare, forcing them to face the truth they are too afraid to acknowledge. Whether they see you as a blessing or a curse, your role remains unchanged. You are a catalyst for growth, a mirror for transformation, and a force that shifts realities. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to engage with this message. Whether you've resonated with these words or are still processing the depth of your role as a chosen one, I truly appreciate you being part of this journey. Your presence is a gift, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share these reflections with you. If you've found value in this content, I invite you to show your support through a super thanks. Your contributions, whether large or small, are deeply appreciated and go a long way in helping to continue spreading messages of inspiration and empowerment. However, please know that regardless of whether you donate or not, your presence and engagement are valued just as much. I'm thankful for every one of you. Finally, I want to bless you on your path. May you continue to rise above the challenges. May your journey lead you to greater understanding and strength, and may you always remember that you are not alone. The universe is aligning with you, guiding you to your true purpose. You are loved, you are powerful, and you are chosen. May peace and light fill your heart as you walk in your purpose, and may your journey be one of transformation and fulfillment. Blessings to you all.